Welcome, welcome, dear sisters, to our moonly prayer offering for our beloved Mother Planet, Gaia Pachamama. So just taking a moment to come present together into our hearts and wombs, into our seats and our expanded crowns. I am here sitting still, as you can see, in this beautiful frequency of Imbolc, which we've been in within the temple these past few days. So weaving this into our consciousness, how we are still in this frequency of the growing light and the stirring of the seeds, and bringing that into our community prayer today. For as our own seeds are stirring, so are Gaia's seeds stirring, as we have rekindled the flame of our devotion, the sacred flame that we are keepers to. We also are keepers of prayers and devotion and the sacred flame for our beloved planet. I'm inviting you to remember with me this essential part of priestessing and spirituality, because this act of giving back to Mama Gaia, to our earth, is part of indigenous and spiritual practices from all around the world. For since the beginning of time, there's that deep understanding that there needs to be that completion of the circle of the circuitry. As we receive, we also must flow into the giving. We cannot have an inhale without an exhale, right? We receive so much from Gaia, and I want us to feel already this week all of the blessings, the gifts, the opportunities we have received from Gaia and from life this year, through our temple, through each other, and coming into this space of deep gratitude within, of truly seeing and honoring and being with all that we receive, as well as connecting with the devotion that lives in you, your devotion to love, your devotion to life, your devotion to our beloved planet, of which we are a part of, a fractal of. And we have this opportunity every moon to come together to pray for the whole, right, of our beloved Mother Planet, to connect with the piece of that sacred flame and devotion that is ours to tend to, and to bring this piece of our spirituality into anchored form. For we all love our planet, and yet there is this part of actually anchoring that love into action in some way, right? And we can do this as simply as engaging in this practice of giving back, right? Of offering our gratitude and prayers, even if it is simply joining this offering once a moon. It can be just that, to begin that rhythm, and from there it grows, right? And I can tell you that it has deeply impacted and changed me and my life and my work, just entering into the simple practice of giving back. And as we are in this frequency of the priestess, as well as we have remembered our sacred devotion and self-dedicated through Imbolc, another part of our priestess skills is this act, the practice of blessing. And this is a beautiful and perfect time to practice this as well. The remembrance that, again, life and love, the divine, flows through us, and we can not only bless other humans, but we can be part of the blessing of life and of our planet that contributes to the unfolding of the whole. So I invite you to bring forward your offering for today. Whatever that may be, we can offer moon blood, we can offer cacao, we can offer blessed water, or any kind of liquid or herbal tincture, infusion, solar charged water, moon charged water. There is so many ways in which you can place your love and your prayers and infuse them into physical form to then physically offer back into Gaia. And I'm seeing that Kathleen is with us. Thank you, beloved, for joining us today. Bowing to your devotion, love. So bringing forth whatever it is that you are bringing into our prayer today. I have already offered cacao and moon blood. So for this offering, we've been steeped in ceremony all week. I am bringing this chalice of blessed water that has been sitting on my altar throughout all the different invoke ceremonies and sacred spaces this week, with a flower that dropped into my path on my invoke walk, that has also been sitting on my altar, being infused with this frequency of the promise of new life that is stirring on the earth. So whatever it is that you have to offer, okay, bringing that into your hands, into our space as we drop in together for our prayers. Taking a moment to gather your awareness and to drop down the midline of your body, to allow yourself to sink down into the rich earth, surrendering to Mama Gaia's gravity, this loving pull of Mother that brings us back into our depths, back into her heart womb, into our natural place of anchoring within her heart womb. So feeling that sinking of your awareness beneath the mind, deep into your womb space, deep into this strong, subtle, supple root that descends through the many layers of earth, that expands and connects with all of life, reweaving into the tapestry of life, connecting with all the seeds that are stirring with the growing warmth and the growing light, anchoring into the heart womb of Gaia, taking a few breaths to empty out fully, to release into her safe embrace all that you've been holding, all that has been stirred and catalyzed through this week of deep ceremony, through the growing light and currents of these holy days. Releasing, empty, empty. And opening now to receive deeply from her, as we have been receiving that influx of lifeblood, of richness, of warmth, as we are stirred into waking, allowing that current of lifeblood that effortlessly flows from her heart womb into our wombs and hearts, nourishing our bodies and our beings, rising up through us, warming, stirring the seeds in our hearts, warming and stirring the flame in our hearts, our devotion, our prayers, the light of Mother that burns within us, opening our crowns up to the growing light to receive this growing of the light of the sun, the growing light of the moon that will be full, that is growing into fullness, the night of the stars, the star nations, and all that comes to us from above. Feeling now and expanding our radium into the horizontal plane, feeling our connection through our heart as we call in the north, the grandmother of the north, the wisdom of the ancestors, the heart of the earth and the beloved earth elementals, welcoming them in to our space, into our cup, into our vessel, into our prayers, orienting toward the east, through our hearts, pulling in, welcoming in the grandmother of the east, welcoming in the rising sun, the ray of new beginnings, the heart of the air and the beloved air elementals, and all of their gifts of lightness of heart, of new breath, of inspiration, welcoming them into our cup, into our vessel, into our space. We orient our heart toward the south, calling in the grandmother of the south, calling in the warmth, hearth, and family and harvest. Acknowledging our sisters in the south that are anchoring llamas and midsummer and the harvest, welcoming them into the space as well, honoring the heart of the fire, welcoming the heart of the fire and the fire elementals into our space, into our vessel, and into our cups with all the blessings of the fire. Orienting our hearts toward the west, calling on the grandmother of the west, the wisdom and the gifts of the setting sun, welcoming in the mystery and the dream time, the heart of the water and the beloved water elementals. Welcome, welcome, sacred waters of life into our vessel, into our space, into our cups. Receiving, receiving. Calling in our grandmothers and our lineages, our ancestors and our descendants, calling in our priestesses, sisters, all the keepers of the flame, all the sacred keepers of the springs, of all of the elements to be with us, to surround us as one, for one and all, for ancestors and descendants, for land, sky, earth, fire, wind, air, ethers, void, for all the grandmothers, for all that have come before us, all that come after us, for all priestesses all over the world. We come to pray for our beloved mother planet. We come to honor Gaia, Mama Gaia, Pachamama, Madre Tierra, this beautiful being that gives us all life, that has given life to all of our ancestors, that will give life to all of our descendants. The sacred being of which we are a part of, a cell of. We come to connect into our gratitude for all of this life, all of this beauty. We come to offer and pour into our cups of prayer for all of the beautiful seeds held in Mama Gaia's body in this moment, at this moment of invoke. For our Southern Hemisphere sisters, connecting into your prayers of gratitude for the harvest and the bounty that is being received in this moment. So feeling the prayers that you hold for Gaia in your heart in this moment, pouring them into your cup. Prayers for life, prayers of love, prayers of peace, prayers of harmonious living between all beings, prayers that for humanity, for the heart and mind of humanity to awaken, to blossom open, that we may come back into balance, into interconnection, into oneness with all of life. Whatever prayer is in your heart, in your womb in this moment, pouring that into your cup now. And also feeling the sacred flame that you hold for her, that part of devotion that lives within you, of all the prayers, of all the devotions. What flame do you carry for Gaia? What prayer are you the living, breathing embodiment of? What part of this sacred body of life are you here to tend to speak for, to protect and nourish? So again, in this moment, still in the influence of Imbolc, of self-dedication, of renewing vows and promises, if it is in your joy to feel into your promise to our beloved Mother Planet, your vow to the heart of life, taking this moment to feel into that. You are the promise of a prayer. You are the tender of a flame of her heart womb. And if it is in your joy to name that into the space, saying it out loud, I am the promise of, I am the living prayer of, I am the keeper of the flame of, for our planet, for the heart of life. Allowing that flame, that warmth to infuse from your heart into the cup, the medicine you hold for Gaia, to infuse your offering with the warmth of your love and devotion, with your promise. You may also, if it is in your joy, blow it into your cup using the breath to transmit the light codes, the breath of life that you hold for Gaia, for that central flame to feed that fire, flowing into our cup. And from this deep, open-hearted place of expansion, a renewal of our vows to Gaia, to our mother planet, to the heart of life, I invite you to take a moment to simply open to receive, to be still and empty while fully connected to all life around you. To feel what is here for you, beloved, as you pray, as you hold this space. Even as you pour your blessings into this cup that will then pour onto the earth, we receive from the heart of life. Deeply receiving, anchoring the circuitry as I pour my love, my devotion, my prayers, my blessings onto you, beloved Mother. I open to receive you more deeply. That this flow may become stronger, surer, more easeful, filled with grace. As we flow into deeper and deeper love, into deeper and deeper unity, into deeper and deeper gratitude and blessing. Thank you, beloved Mother, for all that you gift us and all of life. Thank you, beloved sister, for the fractal of mother love that you are and that you hold for the one. Thank you for being here to remember with me this sacred practice of blessing, of gratitude, of offering prayers for our beloved planet. And gently coming back to womb and heart to anchor into the ground and through your crown up into the sky, fully settling into your body, feeling the luminescence of your offering that has been infused by your flame, by your womb, by your prayers, by your gratitude, by all that we have connected in with today together. Thanking the presence of the grandmothers and the elementals and the priestesses and all that have come to pray with us, knowing that in this space, this circle will accompany us even as we complete online, will accompany us as we step out then onto the land to make our offerings. For that is the next step, sister. That is the step that you are charged with completing on your own. As after we complete here, to take this offering, to take a moment to connect in with your land, with the earth that you anchor light in, that you tend to, and to offer this physically and energetically back into the heart womb of the earth, into the water, is whatever is in your joy to do so. And it can be wild land, it can be a patch of grass, it can be a tree on your way to work, it can be a plant in your home, whatever your setup is, whatever way you can engage in this, it is sacred. So honoring where you are. Thank you, beloved sister, for being with me, and inviting you to share in the chat, be it now live, if you are with me, your prayers for the earth, that we may amplify them together, or the flame that you're tending to. And for our sisters that are joining us through the replay, please again share your prayers for the earth that we may amplify them together. Share the flame, the devotion that you are anchoring for one and all, for the heart of life, that again we may witness and hold and celebrate as we remember together the importance of this sacred practice. Kathleen shares, beautiful as always. Thank you, love. Yes, we share this devotion to Mama Gaia. Oh, and Pam is here. Oh, sweetheart, thank you. Thank you again for being with me, and for remembering this very simple yet so powerful practice. And in its simplicity, we can engage in this and begin to create a rhythm, be it just once a moon at first. And then it grows for me. Then it grew into, for new moons and full moons, until it's become a daily practice. And it can just be a few minutes of open-hearted connection, and yet it transforms all. So thank you, love, for being with me, bowing to you. Kathleen says, I pray that my own bit of land be a shelter for Gaia and for all of her creatures. I tend her with my heart. Yes, love, I witness you in the purity of your devotion to Gaia and to your land. Thank you, sweetheart, for that deep remembrance and for your willingness to tend to her in this way. It's so important to tend to her body. Just as women, we are beginning to really dive into the wounding of our own sacred bodies, the ways in which our feminine being has been ruptured and torn apart and numbed and fragmented, defiled, right? That is the fractal reality of Gaia as well. And just as our body heals from our tender touch and love and devotion, so her sacred body heals by our tender touch and devotion, by speaking our words of love, by touching her soil with our feet. May every footstep be a kiss, by our breath being in this state of oneness with her, right? We can weave our healing in this way. And as we devote to her sacred body, our sacred body heals. Just as we heal our sacred bodies, her sacred body heals. So this is a big part of our feminine work within the feminine mysteries as well. So I will leave you with that, my dear sisters. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next month, first Friday, same time, same place, to continue this rhythm of prayers. Oh, my love, many blessings, happy moon times, and blessed offerings. Bye, loves.